Hello, welcome to IDDTalks here at AD University. My name is Anastasia Lavrina, and now I'm joined by a very distinguished guest, Mr. Seyidov, who is a member of Azerbaijan Parliament. Warm welcome.
Thank you very much for having me today again for the IDD talks.
Thank you very much for your time. We are always happy to host you in our program. So, European Union and Azerbaijan, we know that just recently you held a meeting with the ambassador of the European Union to Azerbaijan. Two sides are now working on a new comprehensive agreement to include the aspects of a new reality in the South Caucasus, energy cooperation, and many other things related to the partnership. So how do you see these developments, whether two sides are ready for this new level of cooperation?
Actually, you're absolutely right. We have new geopolitical reality in the region, and we can see not only things have been changed, but Azerbaijan itself has been changed. We have a different state from geopolitical point of view. Yes, of course, Azerbaijan won the war, brought justice into this region, but at the same time, Azerbaijan has changed into the very special, which contributes security, stability, not only to this region, but to the entire European region. And this is an answer to the question which other countries are looking for. That's really very important. And from this point of view, maybe it sounds a little bit strange, Anastasia, but I know that you have heard, this information that the European leaders are going to go to Yerevan for European summit at the beginning of May. But this summit has started already. You know where? Here in Baku. Or actually more precise in Gabala, in Azerbaijan. The Prime Minister of Lithuania, President of Latvia, the Prime Minister of the Czech Republic, and the historic visit Zelensky to Azerbaijan. Everybody knows, and I know that you know, that we are awaiting the visit of Prime Minister of Italy, Madame Meloni. And I know that after European leaders summit in Yerevan, some high-ranked officials from European Union will be here in Baku. That's another vivid example where and who is the leading country in the region. Yes, the summit is going to be held in Yerevan. Good for them. And we are not going there. But the reality, the real summit is going on here. And that's because exactly of the changing the role of Azerbaijan and its geopolitical, geostrategic role in the region. Now we are the beacon of peace and stability in the region. And that's why, from this point of view, the role of Azerbaijan is growing, and in the nearest future, we will see much more than we have seen in the past. From this point of view, my meeting with the ambassador of European Union to Azerbaijan was very productive, because our relations with the European institution and, first of all, European Union authorities are going in a right direction, and the number of visits, the big number actually, the large number of visits from European institution representatives to Azerbaijan are growing, which is great. We are doing our best for a new agreement with the European Union. But that's a paradox. Right hand doesn't know what left hand is going to do, because the day before yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, the day before yesterday, the European Parliament adopted this motion in front of me, joint motion for resolution. The title of this motion, on supporting democratic resilience in Armenia. Okay, that's good. But within this within this resolution, European Parliament included, and today, Anastasia, they already voted, they have adopted this resolution, and today, paragraph 13 and paragraph 12 and paragraph 13, that's absolutely unacceptable for Azerbaijan. False, wrong information. Not only wrong, that's insulting information. Again, Nagorno-Karabakh, again, some kind of words which absolutely unacceptable for us. Humiliation of my country. You know why? Exactly because of the role of Azerbaijan, which is growing, which is changing, which is becoming crucial for the security of the Europe itself. And what can I do? That's unfortunately European Parliament is under strong. I don't want to use this word. That's not influence. That's a corrupt relations between some members of the parliament and some group of people and organizations outside and inside Europe.
Absolutely. Mr. Seyidov, you already started to answer my next question. Armenian diaspora and Armenian lobby, they are still members of the organizations who are not willing to see the peaceful development between Azerbaijan and Armenia and trying to intervene the processes in the South Caucasus. Recently, meanwhile, Politica spread the video where the Argentinian lawyer Luis Moreno Ocampo appears to suggest that Josep Borrell is effectively, I will quote it, his person in the European institutions. The same material also includes remarks interpreted as advocating coordinated pressure against Azerbaijan peace process and the Prime Minister of Armenia, Nikol Pashinyan. So how should such statements be understood here in Azerbaijan?
Terrible. That's really terrible. But you know, the tragedy is that they try to hide their corrupt intentions under cloak of democracy. That's a tragedy. And as a result of that, sacred European values, sacred values which not only European, that's a common values, that's shared values, democracy, rule of law, and other sacred values which were so important for us, these values have been devalued because of these kind of persons. And the answer is really very obvious. The increasing the number of these attempts to humiliate Azerbaijan close connected with the role of Azerbaijan, which is growing. And now we can see the real frame of peace. We have been waiting peace. And not only from Azerbaijan, from Prime Minister of Armenia, we can see the same rhetoric. Mr. Pashinyan is also in favor to see the real peace, not only peace which has been initialed, but peace deal which will be signed by both sides. And my delegation under the leadership of Deputy Vice Minister just now in Armenia, the process of delimitation and demarcation are going on. Developments are very visible, tangible. And exactly in this situation, European Parliament has adopted the resolution with these unacceptable for Azerbaijan wordings. This is not only against Azerbaijan, this is at the same time against Armenia, because these kind of corrupted, how can I say, criminals, just criminals, they under the cloak of democracy to disrupt the peace, try to create chaos, and we can see this chaos not far from our borders, in the north part of Azerbaijan, in the south part of Azerbaijan. And Azerbaijan, with its policy, with its attitudes and vision, is an answer, the real answer to those who try to create chaos in this region. And that's why, of course, we will answer to this attempt to destabilize situation in our region. How can we do that? That's another question. Maybe on the level of the parliament, maybe on the level of the civil society, it doesn't matter. We can, but But the question is that unfortunately, for the European Parliament, this is a big problem and vivid example and proof that this organization, this body is in crisis. Because if the so influential, so important as they already said, this part of the European Union is not able to manage this crisis, and if they get into the loop of disappointment, you know how many resolutions they adopted against Azerbaijan within a very short period of time. That's unbelievable. 13 resolutions against Azerbaijan. And you know why? Because each time we achieved some very important stage of the developments or negotiations. And as an answer to our achievements, they adopted resolution. As an answer to our peace initiatives, they adopted resolutions. Another one in front of our table, because the peace is visible, the peace is tangible, and from this point of view, this is a vivid example with whom they are and what they are doing against Azerbaijan and peace in that region. Our answer, I don't know. We should do what we have done and much more than we have done in the past. We will continue our efforts, and I think Azerbaijan has become not only an independent, strong, influential country, but Azerbaijan has become a part of international security architecture. And that's why we can see the number of European leaders who are coming not only to Azerbaijan because of Azerbaijan, but they're coming to Azerbaijan because of the Central Asia, for example, because of the situation in the entire region, because of Iran, because of Russia and Ukraine war. And that's why, from this point of view, Azerbaijan has really changed in front of our eyes.
Mr. Seyidov, recent visit of the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, to Azerbaijan, two sides held a very productive meeting touching many aspects of the bilateral cooperation. And President Zelensky even suggested that probably in the future there can be a meeting held between the Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky here in Azerbaijan. So how should we understand the meaning of this visit, its implications for Azerbaijan and for the region itself?
It's a great question, Anastasia. We are as an independent state, we should think first of all about our national interests. And that's a great achievement that we can speak freely, openly, without hesitation. And this is a very special sign that Azerbaijan is really think about our national interest and interest of our region. This is not first time when Azerbaijan suggested to the international community negotiations platform. We did it with the United States and Russia. We did it with Israel and Turkey. And now this is understandable that the same proposal came from Azerbaijan for Russia and Ukraine. Up to these countries accept our proposal. But again, that's not. I'm not going to dive into the details of the war between Russia and Ukraine. What is really very important for me that Azerbaijan, as an independent and strong country, is able to do these kind of steps, which is really very important. Mr. Zelensky, as a president of Ukraine, came to Azerbaijan, of course, to Gabala to meet our president, and they have discussed not only bilateral relations, but of course the problems around this region. And I think the peace process, which is so important for Azerbaijan, could serve as an example. And one very important thing, Anastasia. I remember that during the period of occupation, representative of some international organizations, namely OSCE Minsk Group, which is, thank God, doesn't exist. They came and tried to convince us to accept unjust, to explain that, peace is prevail. Forget about justice. But we did absolutely different thing. We brought to this land peace and justice. And that's a formula which Azerbaijan just now try to show to the rest of the world. I think the same story we should see in the war between Russia and Ukraine. We are on the side of international law. Yes, it's really very difficult. Sometimes it's really so difficult that I can say painful. But we have to defend international law. We have to defend territorial integrity of countries because this sacred value was, is, and will be the key value for independency, for future, for security of the countries in the region. And that's why, from my point of view, visit of Mr. Zelensky to Azerbaijan is not only a visit of President of Ukraine to Azerbaijan. This visit is about international law. This visit that unfortunately international law doesn't work. And we are living in this unpredictable environment where, because of absence of international law, we can see war in Ukraine, we can see war in Iran, we can see something unbelievable in the Middle East, etc. The problem close connected with violation of international law. And that's a major problem. And again, returning back to the visit of Mr. President to Azerbaijan and his meeting with my president, that's a message to the rest of the world that please take into consideration that yes, international law is absolutely broken by some international institutions and countries. But only one way to survive, to find the way out from this deadlock, is to follow international law and bring back territorial integrity of countries, respect to international law, not to hide under the cloak of democracy, but really trying to implement the real values of democracy, rule of law, and human rights. Actually, this is the reason why we left Council of Europe Parliamentary Assembly, Anastasia, because unfortunately this organization this part of the organization, because Council of Europe Parliamentary Assembly is only part of the Council of Europe, big organization. But unfortunately, this branch, this body of the Council of Europe, try to manipulate with these sacred values in order to show who is the master in Europe. We are not ready to accept that. And that's why, because of that, we decided to leave. And we decided to show that if you are not ready to change your attitudes toward Azerbaijan, we will be in our position, we will be strong, and we will be a little bit aside of you. And that's really very important. The same story with European Parliament, unfortunately. We are not full-fledged member of the European Parliament. But of course, at the same time, when my political leadership, tried to do its best for peace and sustainable development in the region, we can see resolution in Belgium, resolution in Netherlands, resolution at the European Parliament, and so-called former chief prosecutor, who is really actually criminal, together with his son, tried to corrupt assistant to Mr. Borrell and try to humiliate Azerbaijan. I don't know how can it possible. Maybe special legal border enforcement try to investigate this situation. But this is absolutely disaster, and this is a visible crisis of international organizations in Europe.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing with me and with our viewers your valuable experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Anastasia. That was really a pleasure to speak to you.